All rise for the court of inner conflict. The Honorable Judge Real Self presiding.
This court is now in session.
Case number 0001. Negative inner voice versus positive voice.
Let the charges be read.
The appellant, negative inner voice, hereby accuses the defendant, positive voice, of 1. Reckless hope, 2. Dangerous ambition, 3. Delusional optimism, 4. Disrupting mental safety protocols installed since childhood. The appellant seeks permanent silencing of the defendant.
So recorded. Counsel for the appellant, present your team.
Your Honor, we represent the protective systems of the human psyche. My associates, fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs will demonstrate how the defendant's reckless encouragement has endangered the subject's stability over and over again. We don't seek harm, we seek preservation.
Defense, state your presence.
Your Honor, we stand not as a danger, but as direction. We will show that our presence is not the threat, but the path. Hope is not reckless, vision is not delusion, and ambition is not the enemy.
Then let the trial begin. We will now hear opening statements. Appellant, you may proceed.
Your Honor, members of this mental court, I stand here not as an enemy, but as a guardian. From the beginning, I have done one thing: protect the subject from pain. I warned them when they were laughed at in childhood. I whispered caution when they dared to dream too big. I held them back when rejection was near. I am not the villain. I am the reason they survived failure after failure. But this one comes with fantasies of greatness, promises of risk, leaps, change, discomfort, and calls it growth. We will show that this voice is reckless, that it creates hope without plan, vision without grounding, and encourages the subject to attempt things they are not wired to handle. My co-counsels, fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs will testify to years of evidence, from panic attacks to shame spirals, when the subject followed this so-called positive voice. We will prove that to silence us is to abandon protection. And without us, the subject will fall.
Thank you. Defense, proceed with your opening.
Your Honor, my existence has always been misunderstood. I am not the source of pain, I am the invitation out of it. While the appellant may claim to protect, they protect through fear, and in doing so, they shrink the subject's world until there's nothing left to dream. Yes, I whisper possibility. I plant seeds, ideas, visions, not because the road will be easy, but because the subject was made for more. I'll remind this court, we are not here to debate failure. We are here to decide who leads. Will the subject be led by the echo of past pain or the sound of their highest potential calling? This trial is about choosing freedom or choosing a prison built from familiar warnings.
Opening statements are now on record. The court will proceed to hear witnesses and examine evidence. Call your first witness. We now move to witness examination. Appellant, call your first witness.
Your Honor, the prosecution calls fear.
I am the one who kept the subject alive. When they stood before an audience as a child and forgot their lines, I sealed their mouth forever. When love broke their heart, I built a wall round it. When opportunity knocked, I whispered, "It's a trap," and I was right. This courtroom must understand risk is pain. My mission has always been safety, and safety isn't inaction. Your Honor, if you remove me, you welcome harm. I protect by paralysis, yes, but better still than walking into fire.
Cross-examination will follow. Next witness.
We now call self-doubt.
I am the subject's inner truth. I ask the hard questions no one else will. What if you're not good enough? What if they laugh again? What if this dream ends in failure? Like last time. Without me, the subject becomes delusional. I am their anchor to reality, the voice that keeps their feet on the ground. This positive voice wants to fly, but wings don't grow on people like us.
And now, our final witness. Limiting beliefs.
Your Honor, I've known the subject since childhood. I was there when they first heard. You're not the type. People like you don't get far. Dream small and you won't be disappointed. I didn't imprison them. I comforted them. I gave them certainty. I helped them accept their lane. Is that so wrong?
Defense, call your witnesses.
We call unrealized dreams.
I am what could have been. Books unwritten, songs unsung, businesses never started, love never pursued. I haunt the subject in quiet moments, not as punishment, but as a mirror of what they truly longed for. Fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs buried me alive. But I never died. I still call from the depths.
Next, we call moments of courage.
I was there. When the subject spoke up despite shaking, when they tried again after failure, when they dared to dream while still in chains. And each time, life expanded. My appearances were brief, but they were the only moments the subject ever felt, truly alive.
Your Honor, our final witness, future self.
I stand here as what could become if the defendant is allowed to lead. In my world, the subject is not fearless, me they are brave. Not perfect, but persistent. Every failure became a lesson, every dream, a brick in the house of purpose. But I do not exist, if the court chooses fear.
This court has heard the arguments and testimonies. We will now recess to deliberate. This has been the hardest trial I've ever sat through. I've listened to the voice that's been with me the longest, the appellant, negative voice, and its team, fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. Voices that have walked with me since I was young, not always wrong, but always loud. They did protect me, but protection turned into prison. Warnings became walls, and eventually, I forgot how to move forward. But I also heard from the defendant, positive voice, and the witnesses that reminded me of who I once dreamed to be. I remembered what it felt like to try, to fail, to rise, to believe again. This court is not here to erase the past, but to decide the future. On the matter of who shall lead from this day forward. This court hereby dismisses the case brought by negative inner voice. And in full awareness and authority, the defendant is restored to leadership within this mind, this heart, this life. Let the record show. I will no longer be ruled by fear. I will no longer obey limits I did not choose. I will no longer believe I am less than I was born to be. I choose growth. I choose courage. I choose destiny.
Thank you for choosing to live again.
I warned you because I was afraid too. But perhaps this time I'll learn to whisper less.
That courtroom was never just a scene. It was a mirror, a reflection of the war raging in you. The judge? That's your real self, the one quietly watching your decisions, the one silently begging you to choose better. Negative voice. It's always there, dressed in reason, speaking like an old friend. But don't be fooled. Its comfort is a coffin. It hides behind protection, but in truth, it fears your potential. Positive voice? That's your calling. That's the whisper that keeps coming back. Every time you dare to hope, or dream again, or wonder, what if I tried one more time? The trial happens every day. Each time you step towards something greater, the courtroom opens again. Fear shuffles in with objections. Self-doubt throws shade. Limiting beliefs brings old stories as evidence. And your dream? It sits on the stand, waiting for you to rule in its favor. So I ask you now, not as a narrator, but as someone who stood in your place. What voice will lead you from here? What destiny will you declare from your inner bench? Will you keep overruling the very parts of you that want to grow? Or will you finally raise the gavel and declare your mind free? The next time negative voice calls, you know what to say. Suggestions: overruled.
If you did enjoy the video, like, comment, and share. And do subscribe for more interesting stories on inner dialogue.